Hey, what is up guys? It's Rahul, putting out a new video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about my second place deck from Elite Cup that Chip Richey sent to me at 3 in the morning and told me to play, Silvally Lapras. It's a little bit unorthodox on how I'm doing the video because I don't have my normal gear with me still. Give me a couple days, bear with me. After NAIC I'll have everything good to go. So I got second even though this says champion. I scooped to a friend in the finals and he gave me the mat because he felt nice. He was getting close to his invite. So we packed it up and got some Nandos with the lads. So without further ado, let's go into the deck. There are 3 Silvally GX. It's got the Gyro unit ability, lets you, the basics have free retreat. It has Turbo Drive for the triple colors, it has 120 and attaches a basic energy from your discard or your Pokemon. And Rebel GX, which is literally just Dangerous Rogue. There's 3 type nulls. It doesn't matter which ones you play, these are the only ones I could find. You just kind of need them. You can't really attack with them unless you can get like everything going or 2 attachments, but I never had that happen. We had 2 Lapras GX. Collect is really good if you go second. And then Blizzard Burn is the main attack you want to use and cycle through the 2 big boys. I don't think I used Ice Beam GX once during the tournament, but it does seem like a decent attack you could use. There's a 1/1 Persian GX line, mostly for Catwalk. I tried to use Vengeance a couple times, but there really wasn't any time where I got enough Pokemon in the discard. There's 1 Ditto. Guy is pretty good. You got 1 Lele for support. You got 1 Dedenne for support. Both these cards are really good for drawing. The Lele is really good for a turn 1 Lily, and then the Dedenne is like super good for digging for that triple colorless or the extra piece you need. There's 1 Mew, so you don't lose outright to Pikarom or Wheezing. And there's a Volcanion Prism Star, which is a really good attacker to open with, and it's the one you want to use early in the game because Jack Geyser is really good at getting the energy in the discard, and Sauna Blast does a lot of damage and spreads where you need it to spread. So that's the Pokemon line. Let's get into the supporters. We got 4 Cynthia. Really good shuffle draw. This deck really needs you to actually get cards every turn because if you don't have Catwalk online, which you get to use Catwalk maybe twice in a game, you need to be able to find what you need to find. There's 4 Lily because turn 1 it's the optimal supporter and you need to be able to draw tons of cards. There's 3 Guzma. Pretty staple card, I think, in a lot of decks. There's no reason for 4, but you want the 3. There's 2 Kukui. It was a last minute inclusion that Chip and I were talking about in the morning of the tournament. I just thought the numbers would be better because if you have a fighting memory and you have Kukui, you can use Silvally's first attack to knock out an Evilax. And if you use the Kukui, it's also good against some baby numbers, like a Volcanion Prism Star can use it on a Zapdos. And you can use 130 with Turbo Unit on other things that maybe require the 130 HP. This came into handy against stuff like Gramble for me, so I'm really glad I played the double Kukui. We had the 4 Ultra Balls, which were really good in that aspect as well. They were just like, you just needed to get cards and do stuff a lot of the time. 4 Nest Balls is really good. You just want to find stuff on turn 1 and just get set up, because you are an evolution deck, a stage 1 deck kind of. There's 4 Acrobike. It helps you, cycle through your deck as fast as you want. And the Acrobike serves a dual purpose because it lets you put Pokemon and energy in the discard. So this is a good move on that aspect. There are 4 Aqua Patch to get your energy onto the Lapras or the Volcanion Prism Star. And I did play 1 Water Memory, so it can go onto the Silvally if you need it to. Although I don't think you'd ever really get that off. This is pretty much to establish that once your 1 Lapras gets knocked out or 1 Volcanion gets knocked out, you can just set up the other really quickly using Catwalk. And you can get back in there, so it's really good for that aspect. There are 2 Viridian Cities or Forests, really good for just discarding and fighting those waters. And you want there's a lot of cards in this deck that after turn 1, turn 2 you don't really need anymore. Like the Lilies are probably pitchable, some of the Pokemon are pitchable, you don't really need them. So you can just start thinning your deck and getting to where you need to be. There's 1 Water Memory. I'll be honest, I play this because I literally could not find a fighting memory, a 3rd fighting memory, but the Water Memory is really good. For having another attacker that isn't Lapras if they target the Lapras down. I didn't use it, but the idea was that I could Rebel GX a Charizard with relative ease if I had the triple colorless, so I had that in there for that as well. There's 2 fighting memories because the 2 big decks that you can deal with Silvally are Pikarom and Zoroark, so super good against those. There's 4 triple acceleration energies. You need to attack with Silvally. You have Persian as well, and then there are 7 water energies to attack with in Aqua Patch 2. So I'll give you a mini tournament report as we're going. Hold up this Volcanion while we do it. Round 1 I went up against a Buzz Rock deck, and I didn't really understand what to do. And I started going in with Silvally early, and I was like, hey, let's attack with Silvally and power up my Lapras. But I quickly realized that that was the wrong approach I had to make, and I had to switch into the Volcanion. And the Mew like helped pay its weight because he wasn't able to soften up my guys as easily. And because of the Mew, I was able to stay in the game long enough to just kind of stabilize and win the game off that. He didn't really have any draw, so I just won the game. He was a newer player, he hadn't played in a long time, sorry. So he was kind of recouping his thoughts. Round 2, I went up against the Gramble that I eventually scooped to in the finals. And the Gramble, I went first, so I was able to set up a Shining Volcanion super early. And before he got his Mew down, I was able to take the first knockout. And then he missed the knockout on the return. So I went Guzma kill his Macargo with the Volcanion. And he got the knockout then, but I already spread the 20s. So I was able to start coming in with this big boy and take some knockouts. And he had a Dumbbells in the deck, but there was a point where it just became too late because I had the Kukui Lapras combo to close that out. So I'm up 2-0. Then I go up against Baby Blounds where he actually just passed and I donked him with the Volcanion Prism turn 1 because I could get the Aqua Patches off. And I think he mulliganed like 5 times, so it was super, super easy to pull that off. And then round 4, I went up against Zapbeast. I can't ID or anything at this point because there need to be 4-1 to make it in a cut. So I go up against Zapbeasts, and I have a really, really slow start for once. But he does burn 3 of his 4 Guzma like the second turn of the game. So I start going with the Volcanion, and I go down to 2 prize cards to his 1. And he does find the Guzma off of the Stellar Wish to end the game. He did have a Coco GX on the bench, so if he did not find the Guzma there, I was going to just simply Rebel GX the Coco with the Guzma the next turn, because he had 4 bench as well. So I was 1 turn off, and I feel like the matchup was manageable. But I think my opponent mismanaged his resources to put me in a spot to give me a chance to win. And then round 5, I went up against the Pikarom, and he was playing Lysander Labs, which I didn't really expect, but I already had taken a prize. I took a knockout on the Pikarom early with the Turbo Drive in the Fighting Memories, and he didn't expect that. And then he ended up benching a 5th Pokemon and knocking out my active Silvally. So what I did was I simply used Catwalk to get the other Silvally and the triple colorless or triple acceleration, and he had 5 bench, so I just used Rebel for the knockout. Catwalk was super, super good there. So I go into cut, top 8 of him against Jonang. He's playing Zoroark. The matchup is pretty much one-sided. I just kind of cleaned up the Zoroarks with the Fighting Memories. Not too much to be said there. And then the finals, I scoop it up to the buddy, and I call it a day. So thank you guys for watching. It's a quick video, nothing crazy. The deck is Lazy River, Silvally, and our boy Lapras. The dynamic duo. Thank you for Chip Richey for the deck, the list, everything. I love you, Chip. You're amazing. Check out all his stuff. Twitter Chip, Facebook Chip, everything Chip. Chip great. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, read my stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.